hello everybody. Welcome back to late night art stream. Yay! Like the bazillionth one and for like recently. I know I said I wouldn't keep doing these, but you know, hey, I got stuff to do. I'm already up. We're already here. Why not, right? Pardon me, my desk is a mess. But yeah, like I said when we wrapped up a little bit ago, I don't need this here. Put it over there. We're gonna be working on at least one commission I want to finish up tonight that I need to get mailed out soon. That I got this past weekend at Grand Rapids Comic Con. It's this one. It's the mask from the animated series. In his outfit from the end of the movie with his giant, ridiculous, over-the-top fucking guns. You know, as you do. Almost done. I just have to do up here and then shade stuff in because my definition of sketch is a full tie-down thing and is not actually a sketch. If we get this one done in a reasonable time, I might work on the other one just to kind of get that finished too, but we'll see. Okay, that is working. Sorry, I need to go pull up my reference. The mask, giant guns. Sorry, I know I said 11:30. I got really excited and I just got everything shifted around. I got changed faster than I thought I would. I even had time to get me a hot chocolate. And I was like, yeah, you know, why not? And we're back. Earlier than I said. Guess I didn't want to keep you guys waiting too long for me to take my wig off. It took me a second to get all the fucking bobby pins out of my hair. Just had like a bazillion up there, so the wig wouldn't move around too much. I thought I got all of them out, but when I sat down I pulled out like another two and I'm like, shit. But you know, that's how it be. You gotta make sure your hair doesn't fall out or your wig fall off your head. It kind of sucks. But yeah, just work on this anyway. It should be good times. Just a chill late night art stream drawing a bunch of guns. I don't understand how this gun necessarily works. I know it works on cartoon physics in the movie, and there's a reason why you only see this gun from like the one angle. Because thinking about how he's holding all these or what the handle's like for this gun, it's probably not a good idea to think too hard on it, which I've done a few times. Which is why I'm just heavily referencing the screenshot at this point. But like, they don't show this from any other direction for a reason. It's a ridiculous concept. I couldn't tell you the last time I watched The Mask, though. I know the last time I watched it I was older, because my mom used to let us watch this when we were younger, and I'm like, my mom let us watch this? All the jokes that you don't get as a kid. You're like, ah, ha, ha, Jim Carrey, he's funny, he has a green face, and he's doing a weird dance number with all the cops, and they let him get away, and it's funny. The villain guy at the end always scared the crap out of me. The evil mask guy. That was the point. He was scary. I did not like him as a kid. I saw his picture when I was looking up references. Still don't like him. He looks like a creep. He was a creep. He had that long fucking creepy tongue. Didn't he? That was the whole point. What was it, like the mask? It wasn't it? It amplified like your your inner self or something like that. The other guy was just terrible and creepy and the worst. That's why he was the bad guy. I don't remember what happens in that movie. I know Jim Carrey is down on his luck and he finds the mask. Oh, it came up from the ocean or something like that. And he had a dog. The dog wears the mask at one point. That was a pretty good scene with the dog and the mask. Was this also the movie where he tries to get on a plane and he misses it and he just runs right off of the what's the thing called that you hook on to go onto the plane? The gangplank? Is that it? That he runs like straight off that and falls onto the tarmac? Or am I thinking of a different Jim Carrey movie from the 90s? I never watched the animated show. I remember it. Like, I remember seeing stuff for it, but I never actually sat down and watched it. Nope, was it? See, I don't remember seeing Dumb and Dumber, though. Unless my cousin had it on. Are you sure there wasn't, like, an airplane scene? An airport scene? Did they just... Okay, I'm still gonna go check because I need to just go find visual evidence for my memory. It's not that I don't believe you. It's just I need to, I don't know, kill my... There are 2 Jim Carrey airport scenes? See, I don't think I've seen either of those movies. Oh yeah, his shitty old car. Sorry, now I'm pulling up scenes on the YouTubes. Maybe I'm thinking of a different movie from the 90s. Maybe it wasn't even a Jim Carrey movie. I just remember a movie, because it was in the 90s, because they didn't have, like, heavy security. You could just, you know, walk around in airports whenever and run onto the plane whenever you wanted to. Larry drives a lift to chase down an airplane with his ex-boyfriend kid in it. No, see, I don't think I've ever seen Liar Liar. To be honest, there wasn't a lot of Jim Carrey movies I watched as a kid. The Mask was like the more prominent one. I knew of Ace Ventura because my cousin really likes Jim Carrey. He still kind of says them a lot nowadays, but like a lot of the things he said back in the day were just Jim Carrey lines from various movies. But the Jim Carrey film I remember watching the most was The Mask. I didn't actually see The Truman Show until very recently, like within the last 4 or 5 years, maybe the last 3 years. Even. I don't know, I just never got... I'm so behind on, like, everything. I think I was... yeah, it was you, Brian, that I was talking to about this the other night. It's like, I didn't see The Matrix until college. I had a friend, because I kind of got minorly obsessed with The Matrix after I watched it. My one friend in college was like, "You haven't seen these?" I was like, "No, they were rated too high when I was a kid, and my parents were very strict about what movies we watched as children." There's a lot of things I didn't see until very, very late, and I still haven't seen because I just haven't got around to them. Like, sure, I'll understand references to certain things, But there's a lot of stuff from the 90s I never really watched. It's like when people get on, well, okay, I don't actually have too many people get on my case for games I haven't played from the 90s, but it's like I was told to go outside. Didn't have time to stay inside and watch movies. The movies we did watch were mainly Disney ones. But it's like if they were too high in the ratings, like, we didn't watch them. Dumb and Dumber, it was the first 20 minutes of the movie. The chauffeur drops a lady off the airport, gets in an accident, and sees a lady leave behind a briefcase. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of then. Maybe I've seen the scene, like, just referenced elsewhere, and just assumed because it was like a 90s Jim Carrey movie that it belonged to The Mask. Even though I've seen The Mask enough times to possibly know that it shouldn't be from that film, but that's just where I put it in my mind. I remember one time for a Girl Scout trip, right? We stayed at this not Airbnb. It was a regular bed and breakfast. It was a murder mystery themed bed and breakfast. Like, they did a murder mystery dinner. It was pretty cool. They had 2 dogs, and they were trained to ring the doorbell when they wanted out. And we were told, so the rooms had, you know, cable or satellite or whatever. And they had Comedy Central, and we were told we weren't allowed to watch Comedy Central. It was a Girl Scout trip. I don't know how old we were. Maybe middle school or late elementary. I don't remember. But we were told we weren't allowed to watch South Park because South Park's no good. No South Park for us good little girls. However, okay, they said no South Park on the... Oh, no. They didn't say a no on the TV. We ended up watching it on the TV because this bed and breakfast had a movie library, and one of the movies they had was the South Park movie, and the adults saw it and they're like, nope, you guys aren't allowed to watch South Park. And we're like, okay, we won't watch the South Park movie. So we found Comedy Central on the TVs and just watched that instead because it was there and they weren't coming in to check. And that felt taboo. You know, it's kind of like, you know, kids that would watch, like, The Simpsons or whatever from, like, I don't know, their stairs or whatever between the bars. Like that. But see, I remember my parents not being too harsh about, like, watching The Simpsons. I feel like, it's not like I was interested in The Simpsons growing up. I never really watched it. I know South Park, though, was considered taboo. As we got older, like, the restrictions kind of, like, lit up. I mean, my mom let me watch Adult Swim. We were allowed to watch Toonami. But they were just a little bit more picky when it came to movies and whatever ratings they had. Which I still think is funny. What is The Mask even rated? Jim Carrey, The Mask. It is rated... Fucking goddamn it, where is it? Parent Guide. It's rated PG-13. Yeah. And I know I was watching it probably way too young for that rating. Way too young. Again, looking back at it, it's like, my mom let me watch this? Because I knew what she would let me watch and what she wouldn't let me watch back then. And The Mask is not one of those things. Well, it shouldn't have been one of those things. But yeah, to be fair, I haven't actually seen a lot of the Jim Carrey filmography. It's not like I don't like his stuff. It's just like a lot of the 90s comedies I never actually watched. Or if I did, it was like I don't remember them. It was bits and pieces. Again, my cousin really liked Jim Carrey. The movies I remember watching more so with him in it, besides The Grinch. The Grinch is like a cliche one, but I really like The Grinch, so because he's such a good you know, character actor. But like what, like the ones I remember watching like in high school and early college were The Number 23, which I thought was fun because I knew him as a comedy guy, and you know, that's a dark suspense thriller movie. And then Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, which is again like a romance comedy drama, borderline horror if you ask me. In some of the scenes later on in that movie are Silent Hill-esque. Of course, I only saw that one in college. I think we watched it in one of like the film classes. But I do quite like that one, even if it is a little bit depressing. I don't think the copy I had of it, though, made it out here with me. I think it's still at my parents' house. To be honest, the most recent movie I've seen with Jim Carrey in it was probably Sonic the Hedgehog. But The Mask, I remember watching this one quite a lot. Yeah, I didn't get around to watching The Truman Show until recently. The Truman Show is really good, though. I like The Truman Show a lot. There's a reason why it's up there as like, what, a classic? It's considered a classic, right? Kind of funny how alien that concept seemed back in the day compared to now, where it's like, oh, people do that on, I mean, they're aware when they're being filmed. Usually, like on YouTube, people who do like daily vlogs. But, you know, people that publicize like everything that they do by choice. I guess if you count maybe kids whose parents run like family blogs, then they're subjected to it. I guess I like the Jim Carrey movies where he can still be humorous, but there's usually like a more serious through line. I have opinions about that. All good opinions I will add. All about Sonic. It was fine. I mean, I haven't actually watched the Sonic movie since I went to go see it in theaters. And I remember I was skeptical at first about it. It was okay. It was fine. I don't... Hold on just a minute. My cat's making noises? Hold on a sec. What are you doing? What are you doing, nerd? Getting into the fucking linen closet? Get a doof. Okay. Sorry. I don't actually know what my cat was doing, but he was doing something back there. Just had to go make sure he wasn't tearing the whole fucking house down. Now, I still need to actually sit down and rewatch the Sonic movie. I don't have a copy of it. My mom might have a copy of it. I just haven't borrowed it. I guess I still don't know how I feel about him as Eggman. Like, I get it. You need him in a Sonic movie. But some of his... I don't know. To me, some of his motivations felt like... They just wanted Jim Carrey to mug for the camera, like he's known for doing. Which is fine, that's entertaining. But it almost felt like a little offbeat for Eggman. Like, he tried to act... Eggman has this kind of, like, suaveness to him. I guess is the best word I can think of. There's a restraint to him. Like, he can act over the top, but he likes to act... He seems to like to act better than people, because he thinks he's smarter than everyone, because generally he is. And it's like... I feel like they try to do that in the Sonic movie, but some of it is lost for a bit more slapsticky stuff. Like, they give him a henchman to kind of, like, beat around, but because it's an actual human, you can't really be, like, abusing the poor guy. Normally, like, when Eggman has a henchman, it's a robot, and smacking around a robot is generally funnier and less, you know, questionable, I suppose. Because, like, okay, in the one cartoon, he has whatever the chicken and the rhino one are. I can never remember their names. Then you have Orbot and Cubot. They had, like, a prototype version of that before those two appeared. I think, wasn't Sonic X, like, responsible for those two? But, like, generally when he had opposition, it was usually, like, something of his own creation that would quit back with him. Which I think, you know, is a little bit more fun than when it's a regular person. Because if it's his own creations, like, arguing back with him, it's kind of like, what, his own hubris or something is like, okay, you're the one that designed these, you're the one that programmed them, and they're talking back to you. It's like, it's something, it says something about just... his ego or whatever when it comes to Eggman. When it's another person where they're either like somehow simping for him or whatever, but they should have like their own opinions, I don't, maybe it's to me, it doesn't feel as impactful as when it's one of his own creations. Because having like a creation be snarky with you is funny. Like anytime, it's like in Invader Zim, right? Zim has his computer. That just has contempt for its owner. Gur is useless. And that's what makes it funny. Sure, he didn't make those, but it's like when it's something like that that's supposed to have a specific purpose of serving a master, let's say, in the sense of a robot, it's a bit more funny than if it's someone that they've hired or whatever. I mean, there's the henchman aspect in general. It's like that's always kind of funny. But with Eggman, it's like he's not really the type to hang out with people. He makes his own company because he knows what he would like, but for some reason, usually his own robots will be snarky or incompetent, which like reflects, like, sure, he's a genius, sure, he can make giant ships and armies of robots, but his most trusted right-hand men are generally incompetent, unless it's Metal Sonic. But you know, Metal Sonic's different. Usually the ones that Eggman keeps around as his lackeys are incompetent. And it's like that kind of self-made hindrance, I think, is a bit more interesting. So it's like when he's mugging around in the movie, it almost feels a little off character to me, a little off kilter. Like, don't get me wrong, Jim Carrey's fun to watch. And like I said, maybe I need to go back and take a look-see at the performance again. But it's like, I don't hate him as Eggman, but I don't know if I'm necessarily, like, completely in love with the performance. If that makes sense. Like, I don't know who else they could really get for the role, is the other thing. It's just, maybe in terms of characterization, writing, something like that, something just doesn't click with me when it comes to Eggman, unfortunately. Because it's always fun to see some quality Jim Carrey mugging for the camera. I just don't know if Eggman's the right character for it. If that makes sense. I guess I also just like the general, okay, you have like a self-proclaimed genius that has an incompetent or uncooperative, like, robotic partner. Again, like Invader Zim and his computer. Even Plankton and Karen. Like, that dynamic I just find really, really funny. There's a bit of a disconnect between the games, comic, and animated series when it comes to Eggman. Comics, dictator, malevolent mastermind, short fuse, cartoon, classic bad guy in a cartoon, and has a ton of personality. Like you said, super snarky in the games. Daunting challenger, impending storm that you might not make it. I don't know if I would necessarily call him like a super daunting. I mean, I guess that's what they're going for. When it comes to, like, okay, again, if we look at like the Sonic Adventure games, right? Yeah, he busted out Chaos. Again, though, it's like this is more. See, I can't say anything for the 2Ds because I didn't really play them, and if my understanding of the story is just generally, oh, Eggman's trying to take over, steals animals, put them into robots. That's how he takes over, and that's why I think people like Sonic Colors so much, because the story is simplified to that point, which makes the cutscenes kind of redundant because, like, you don't need that many cutscenes to be like, oh no, Eggman do bad thing, right? I guess you could call some of the stuff Eggman does as impending, but again, I wouldn't say he's not. So I'm thinking, again, it's been a while since I've seen the Sonic movie. I saw it when it came out, so that was the last time I watched it. But, like, okay, I think he's in his giant truck thing and they're chasing after Sonic, and he's kind of like dancing around in the truck. I don't think Eggman, at least in the games I'm familiar with, would do that. He would sit there and he'd monologue and he would, you know, probably celebrate a little bit earlier than he should. But he's not going to be, like, prancing around necessarily trying to attack Sonic. He's a little bit more together, actually. Again, yes, he's sending, like, things to go after Sonic in the movie, which is what he does in the games, but just, they want Carrey to mug for the camera. That's what he's known for, is the over-the-top body action. And I don't personally feel that's Eggman. Eggman will send robots after Sonic. He does it all the time. But again, he's a bit more composed in the Sonic Adventure games. Like, most of them, really. Because even in, like, Sonic Unleashed at the beginning, right? He knew Sonic was going to blow everything up, and he's going to come in there and try and stop him, and it was all part of his entire plan to trap Sonic to steal the power of the emeralds, right? But he's not... He'll do grandiose poses from here and there. But, again, he's not, like, prancing around his... I don't know... What's the word I'm thinking of? Not throne room. I don't know. He's not prancing around whatever room he's in. Command center? I don't know. Like I feel like Carrey was doing during the chase sequence in the movie. Is just what I'm getting at. Again, I haven't seen it in a while. And it's like him chasing after Sonic in a ship. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm not angry with that development. It's just like the main car chase, I think, was what bothered me. At least in the very early Sonic 3Ds, the 3Ds. He is a bit more... When it comes to comical for him in the 3D games, it's not like he's doing it on purpose, though. He's a little bit more personable. Like, he acts like a person, but he doesn't go over the top with it. Because, like, yes, he can, again, get arrogant and celebrate before he's supposed to. He assumes he has everything, you know, in the palm of his hands, but he's not entirely sure or not. And again, that's different from Jim Carrey-esque mugging. So it's like, I don't know if... See, you saying his performance in Sonic was so damn good almost feels hyperbolic to me. It's fine for Carrey mugging, but I don't know if it's super good necessarily for Eggman, depending on, like, how they want to handle him. I mean, obviously this is a new rendition of Eggman. It's just based off what I'm thinking of. I don't see Eggman necessarily prancing about in celebration like he does, or just in like maniacal glee almost. And again, I have no reference for the comics, so it's like I can't go based off those. I never really watched the shows either. Like, I watched a bit of Adventures of the Adventure. What was the 90s cartoon? Was it just... Was it The Adventure of Sonic the Hedgehog? Yeah, that one, right? That's the only one I've seen. And again, not even that much. It was... I caught it occasionally on TV. The other Sonic the Hedgehog cartoons I never watched, and then I watched Sonic X, and the Eggman in Sonic X is basically based off the Sonic Adventure Eggman, so he just keeps that same characterization. Oh, did he? I know he said he worked on Space Jam doing, like, shading or something like that. I feel like that's what he said. The thing is I know I've checked the credits and I could not find his name unless he was going under something else or wasn't credited for whatever reason. I know he said he worked on Space Jam, because I remember having a talk with him and I told him in high school that I played basketball, and he's like, oh, when we worked on Space Jam, nobody knew anything about basketball, and we were told to draw these things and we didn't get how any of it worked because we didn't really play the sport. And I was like, oh, my dad was into basketball and he made us play basketball. We had to go into those, like, he always signed us up for those, like, little league kind of dealy wheels growing up. And then I played a bit in middle school, and I tried to do high school, but I just didn't feel it because I didn't like half of the girls that were on the team. The usual weird jock girls, they didn't like me very much and I didn't like them, so I didn't really want to play with them. And I like basketball. I just... All the girls on my team had dads that were way too try-hardy. Even when we were in, like, elementary school. They're like, oh, you gotta do better, blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, I want to have fun playing this game. And you're making it not fun by making me think I'm not good enough or something. And that was just, like, a constant carryover for me when it comes, like, most sports. Like, I like playing sports. And it's like, I don't mind being a little bit, like, competitive in sports. But there's a level that some people get to when it comes to sports. And it's like, yeah, this is like anything competitive. Competitive video games, competitive trading card things. Like, I get if you have fun being super, super competitive, but when you start imposing it on other people, or you get, you know, when you start becoming a bad sport over time in it. Like, they think they're good sports, but it's like sometimes their attitudes, like, towards even their own teammates or something. It's just, I'm not a big fan of it. It's like, yeah, I like to play basketball. I like to shoot a hoop here and there. I like to kick a soccer ball or whatever. But it's like when it starts, when you get the super, super serious people, I don't do well with it. It's like, man, I just wanted to play a fun game. Sure, it's competitive, but it's like, we don't have to bite each other's head off. You don't have to bite my head off if I don't do super well. Oh no, we didn't make it to states or whatever. I don't even think our team was that good to make it to that point. Flat Rock is not really known for their great athletes. I wasn't one of them anyway. I never scored when I was in track. I like to run, but I wasn't good at placing very well. I feel like I would have been happier if someone told me about cross country beforehand. Well, before I decided to go into track. I know that's still, like, kind of a competitive thing. Kind of, I don't know. But it's like, I feel like I would have been happier there. They always put me in the long fucking relay races and shit anyway in track. So it's like, I might as well have just gone into fucking cross country at this point. Sorry. Not to rant about track. They said I had a long stride and they insisted I do hurdles, and I hate fucking doing hurdles. In middle school, they had me start doing hurdles, and the track at the middle school that I had to practice at was fucking asphalt, whereas the track at the high school was like that rubber shit, that chopped up like tire crap that's supposed to be a teeny tiny bit nicer on your knees. But you get a little scared to jump over a thing that you could potentially trip on and then crash into asphalt and rip up your knees on. When, well, that's the setup. And you're like, I'd rather fucking not. And they always put me in relays. I wasn't fast enough to do any of the short sprints or anything. I never tried long jump. I never tried, pole vaulting. I wasn't good at shot put. I think I was scared whenever they tried having me do shot put. I was scared that I would fuck up my arm somehow. And it's like, I didn't want to fuck up my arm. It's like, I like to draw and I'd rather my arm not be fucked up because I threw a stupid heavy metal ball. Okay, thanks, bye. Make me fucking run hurdles. Anyway, sorry, sport rant over. How did I even get into that? I was talking about fucking Sonic. I don't know. Again, I probably should sit down and rewatch the Sonic movie. I think somewhere in my head I was thinking, oh, I'll rewatch it when the second movie comes out. Lately, like, when I've seen a movie, it's like, I'll watch it once, and I'll be content, and I won't have to watch it again. Like, I don't feel the need to rewatch it. I can't think of a movie, really, that I've seen. Okay, I've seen Luca twice. But a lot of films that I've sat down and watched that have come out recently, I'm usually pretty content after the first time, and I don't really feel a great need to go back and watch them. I don't know why, I just don't. Have you run into that problem? It's not like I don't like movies, I just not really in the mood to like rewatch recent ones. It's not like there's anything wrong with them either. I just they're fine, I guess. Like, I don't even have any like desire. Like, I've been asked by my sisters, like, oh, do you want to go see X movie that just came out? Do you want to go see this? It's like, no, I'm okay. Like, I just don't have any desire to go out and see anything. Tried out for the soccer team in high school, but I didn't make the cut. I knew I was doomed the moment I started because I just wasn't feeling it and had some bad shin splits. I got into track and running in middle school because I was going through my Sonic phase then. That is why I wanted to run track. Basketball, I really didn't mind. I didn't like the people I had to end up playing with. And in high school, I had marching band the same time. Well, no. Basketball was in the winter. But it's like I did marching band, and my parents were fine that I didn't do track. Or that I didn't do basketball. I still did track in the summer. I don't think I did it my last year, though. I don't remember if I did track all through high school. But it's like I did marching band. And despite what anyone tells you, marching band is a very involved activity. It's not as easy. I remember back when I was in high school, you actually saw, like, do they still do those news articles occasionally? Where they have, like, athlete kids and their parents actually do, like, a day of marching band to show that marching band isn't just, you know, a slack-off thing. And that band kids deserve just as much, like, recognition and funding as the fucking regular athletes do. Because I remember back when I was in high school, that was a thing that I saw occasionally. It's like, oh yeah, it's actually not that easy. It's like, no shit, we gotta do a whole show and play instruments while moving in uniform. Usually when the weather is shit. And all these jocks come around, it's like, oh, you're just playing instruments. It's not that hard. Blah, 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 blah. My school didn't really like the music department. And obviously my band director did not get along very well with the athletic department either. He always complained that the school treated the band like they were in a box and they could just ask us to do things whenever they wanted, even if we had, like, other things going on. We had to do our own, like, we did a pencil drive to raise money for new uniforms because the school would not fund it. He was like, no, the football team needs new uniforms. Like, the football team sucks beans. They never win anything. The band would at least win awards. Granted, a lot of the time is because we were the only band in our division. But it's like, hey, we still have more first place trophies than the shitty fucking basketball team does. I mean, football team does. But I know near the end of high school, it's like I do track in the spring and summer, and then the fall was marching band. Because my school was small enough that we did marching band in the fall. And then in the winter, it was all symphony band. We didn't have, like, a separate marching band or symphony band. It was just, it changed with the seasons. I was very serious about marching, well, pretty serious about marching band anyway. I like the structure of marching band. It's, you know, like, low-key military almost. But, of course, it's high school marching band. But, you know, I like the discipline of it. That, and I like uniforms. Uniforms are cool, and marching band uniforms are pretty neat. And then first, you know, symphony band, we had tuxes. It's like, ooh, we get to wear tuxes with bow ties and cummerbunds. That's always fun. I never played soccer. I remember my sister played soccer once when she was young. She wasn't really into sports, though. But she was, you know, student council and yearbook and all those fancy things. She was prom queen for her class. She was a very popular social butterfly. Me, I was the weirdo, and everyone kind of just avoided me. Everyone thought I was angry all the time. I wasn't angry, I was just sleepy. Just sleepy. All the time sleepy. I was the weird girl that could draw, and that was it. They only talked to me if they needed banners drawn. Other than that, they treated me kind of shitty. Didn't really like them very much. Most of the other students in my class, that is. I guess it ties back to the jock girls. Jock girls are, you know, they tied in with the student council types. And those were always the kids of the, you know, the parents that had a name or something in the town. Some kind of name or prestige in the town, right? Small town fucking prestige. And they get big heads and think they matter in the real world because they mattered in a small little bullshit town. They don't. I'm being a little bit mean, I guess. I was angry all the time, still kind of am, but a bit more critical. I'm not angry, I'm just tired and sad all the time. I don't actually get angry. I get frustrated, sure. I get disappointed. I get disappointed, I think, more than I get angry. Disappointed and frustrated. I'm not actually a person to get too mad at people. Well, okay, it really depends. I know in high school I'd get mad at, like, my section. Because I was section leader in band there for a bit, and the girls in my section never wanted to fucking listen. Drove me crazy, and then they gave me the shocked Pikachu face every time. I was allowed to discipline them by giving them laps. And they always looked at me like, what did I do? It's like, you fucking talk back to me. Fucking section leader, when I tell you to shut the fuck up when you're supposed to be at attention and you're not supposed to be making noise, shut the fuck up. It's not that hard. I'm a tired person. I was born with a sleep deficit, okay? I have never not been tired. As long as I've been on this earth, I have always been sleepy. That will never change. The only time I will not be tired, I think, is when I'm actually dead. And that's not me, like, being dramatic. I just really mean, I don't think I can ever be a relaxed, rested person, unfortunately. I'm not built to be like that. I'm too tightly, like, wound. I have too much shit going on in my own head. Again, I'm not actually trying to be dramatic, and I know it sounds like I'm trying to be, but I'm not. I'm just kind of a mess, you know? I wish I knew how to relax. It'd be nice if I could. But I just don't. When I was out west, right? And we were driving out to California, it's like I brought all the... Well, even on the plane, even though I fell asleep. It's like I brought all this stuff to do, to entertain myself. Because it's like I can't just sit there and look out the window. I mean, I can, but then I end up falling asleep. It's like I brought my Switch to play. I don't know why I brought it. I brought like my Japanese book. I read a kanji book. It's like, I'm not gonna do any of this. I haven't had any motivation to study my Japanese in months. Any motivation I had for it is gone, which is depressing. But it's like I brought all these things to do. Like most of the trip out there, I ended up playing Stardew Valley on my Switch. I just can't sit and enjoy. I say I like doing that stuff, but it's like as long as I have like the option to do something else. I'm just a very tired person. Of course, this trip recently just really tired me out. I didn't have much time to relax. Again, every night we got back to the hotel when we were out in LA, it's like I just passed out. I was so exhausted from just running around. When we were at the park, we were just constantly in go mode. Couldn't really enjoy things. I mean, I enjoyed it, right? But it's just go, 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 go all the time. It's like, damn, I want to sit for like 5 minutes. Some part of me wants to take in the surrounding. It's just I always feel like I'm pressured to be doing something. Oh, excuse me. I've been drinking so many hot chocolates today. I'm almost out of hot chocolate even. Not being dramatic, you're being real honest. Oh. I try not to be too depressing on stream, but it's like I don't want to be fake either. I was watching, so I've been having trouble finding stuff to watch when I work. I don't feel like watching any shows. There's no movies that really stick out to me that I want to watch. So I've been watching a lot of YouTube, and I just can't find too much to like watch right now, and it's driving me crazy. But earlier today, I was watching some old school Markiplier. I was watching his Five Nights at Freddy's playlist, actually. Because that was something I would put on, like, back in college for noise. It's fairly long of a playlist, right? So it goes for a while. Fills up the space. Makes enough noise for me to be content. And it's like, I'm not saying he was faking it, but like, you know, the way he acts over the top in his older videos, like, I don't think I could do that. Like, sometimes I play things up, but it's like, not to that degree, I don't think. I try to find silly things and stuff, sure, and I like to complain. I don't mean to complain so much, either. I know I do it a lot. I had a friend point out one time, they're like, even when you're happy or doing okay, it's like you still complain about stuff. It's like, I don't do it to be miserable. I do it because, I don't know, it's kind of fun to be critical about stuff. It's like when I'm... What's a good example? It's like how I feel with Naruto, right? I have like a weird love-hate relationship with Naruto. I get frustrated with the series quite a lot. But it's like, obviously I like it to some extent, or else I wouldn't care so much. Like, I only complain because I care. It's like, I guess, you know, some people would take it as I don't enjoy things. I enjoy things. I like to think I do anyway. I don't try to be a Debbie Downer. I try not to talk about, well, at least on stream I try not to talk about too much about if I'm feeling down or whatever. I feel bad for the friends I talk to in person. They have to deal with it though. I know it's no fun. But right now I feel like I'm getting a bit too dramatic and heavy even. Also, if you're wondering why I'm going outside the lines when I'm shading this in, it's just because I'm just going to go back in and erase it. Trying keeping it really precise is a pain in the ass when erasers exist. Also, I'm going to plug my eraser pen because I've been seeing them around a lot more. There was a point where I could not find these fuckers anywhere. And the last couple times I've gone out to the art store, they've actually had them. This is an old one. This was the Paper Mate Tough Stuff eraser stick. If you look very carefully, I don't know if you can see that. If you look very carefully, you can see it in person. I got another one somewhere, but it's owned by the design for these eraser pens are now owned by General Art Supplies. And if you're ever in the market for a really good eraser pen, that's not I've never used one of those battery power ones. I think they're silly, to be honest, but I don't know if they're really worth it or not because I've never used one. But if you're in the market for a good one like this, I totally recommend this model with the tiny little eraser sticks because the eraser is nice and firm. Because sometimes, you know, some of those eraser sticks you get, they're too thick and they're very flimsy and they just don't do a good job. And I hate them. These ones, right? They're thin, but they're very solid. And they get into like tiny little crevices so much easier than those bigger ones do, and you don't have to worry about them like flopping all around or whatever. I'm sure I've brought them up before in an art stream, but I will never not say you should get one if you need a good eraser pen. I remember when Paper Mate stopped making them and I couldn't find them anywhere. I was really sad, and then I found out that General had them. I'm like, oh thank God, I don't know what I would do. It's like I can't go to another eraser pen. Because all the other ones just kind of suck balls in my opinion. I guess the other ones are fine for like maybe office use or something, but like fine detail like art stuff, no. These ones are just so nice because again you have like such a small, such a small like tip getting into like tiny little corners. So nice. I think that's one reason why I actually take the time to clean up stuff, just because it's easier to do it. With my eraser pen. You can buy refill packs. They come in like sets of 3. One eraser stick lasts, you know, a fair bit of time. It's quite nice. I was gonna do some shading on the guns, but I feel like it's unnecessary at this point. That and this drawing will just get super messy if I do that. So I'm just not going to. Okay, I'm not going to clean it up too much because this is supposed to be a sketch commission, and my definition of sketch is very different from most people's definition, obviously. I'm just like making my stuff look nice. What do you think? Ta-da! I gotta sign it still though. Well, check it out. My friend for my birthday, she got me a pack of, I like these Tombow pens for inking, right? Where's the third one? What the fuck? Oh, I'm missing one of them. So I like these Tombow pens for inking, right? They're quite nice. She brought me a pack. There should be a third one somewhere, but Tombow also makes like drawing pens, like your microns, right? They're really nice. I do really like the Tombow brand for pens. I saw they have art markers too, but it's like I've already invested enough in my Copics that there's no way I'm gonna change to a new brand just because I like their pens. I'll use their pens till I die, but you know, I'm not gonna switch my markers. Speaking of, check this out. I gotta get a new marker bin. I used to have one that was like half the size, and I got too many markers now, and they don't all. I had to get a new marker bin. Smells like alcohol marker. Yummy. Check this sucker out. It's huge. That's all my stuff in it. Quite nicely though, so I like it. That's my briefcase for all those places I go to. When I was out west, they had like this Japanese bookstore. They had, you know, English books, but it is generally a bunch of manga. But they had this cute little hedgehog stamp. I need to get a new ink pad because this one's been, oh, it's getting quite torn up. Yeah, I need to go get a new ink pad. So my ink pad's not doing too well, but oh shit. It is like falling apart. What the fuck is wrong with this? I know this is an old ink pad, but holy shit. It's flaking off. Damn. See, I've been signing my stuff a little differently. I need to go wash this. That's a little crooked, that's okay. Just worried about my ink pad flaking off into the... There we go. Should have put it in the corner, but whatever, it's fine. Ta-da! Yeah, it looks a little corny there. Oh well, don't care. Oh, I need to take a picture of this. And I need a sheet protector. Oh, sheet protectors. Should have done it down here. Pardon me while I take a quick picturino. Oh no! What the fuck is my headset wire doing? I don't know. Trying to kill me again, actually. Hold on, this is probably gonna wait it out, but... Oh, that's a bit too much. It was fine where I had it. Cool. I guess we could work on the other one a little bit. It's smaller, it's not one of these full ones. And the other one I have is, I have a photo reference for it anyway. Makes it a little easier. I don't even know if I have any cardboard mailers to send this out in though. Do I? If I do, they're not in this. Do I put them in this one? Oh, I do. Oh, neat. Okay, cool. Kind of mangled, but neat. I gotta get that labeled, mailed out tomorrow. I have to go out to the store tomorrow anyway and get more cat food or the cat's gonna eat me. Okay, I started, oh here it is. I started the sketch somewhere, I just don't know where I put it. I didn't post any of the pictures of the sketch commissions I got over the weekend just because I was busy working on other things. It wasn't a very busy convention, which is a bummer. Again, I was hoping it would go a lot better, but that meant I was working on like other things behind the table. Because well, that and I had a handful of commissions. I had one guy get like 4. This last one's for him actually. He came by and got 4. And they were all like drawings of his different cosplays he did over the weekend, which is pretty cool to see. But it's like I don't just do commissions behind the table. It's like if I'm not doing those, I'm cutting out stickers or I'm punching out buttons. Oh, I just saw a posting that tables opened up at a convention this... that's on Saturday. I can't do that. I don't have time to go up there this Saturday. Grand Rapids is my last show for the year, and I'm still trying to get my schedule for next year figured out. I keep saying I'm not gonna go as hard and heavy as I did like the last few years at cons, but it's hard for me not to want to overschedule myself. It's just that's what I'm used to doing even after taking that 1.5 year break. Cool. Sorry, I don't know why I'm sitting like that. My posture is so bad right now. I'm gonna go rinse this stamp off real quick though. Hold on. Just so you guys know though, I am offering physical commissions online. There is a slight shipping fee for them, but I do offer physical commissions that I will mail to you, like I'm doing with these when they're finished. I didn't get any this past weekend, but I need to update my price list actually before my next show, because I'm going to be offering colored commissions. Because before I was just doing sketch commissions, so the pencil ones, and then inked ones with like a grayscale color or shading done on it. But I have enough colors now. Because to be honest, I went out and bought like a lot more markers for Inktober so I could do my Sonic drawings properly. But I got enough markers now that I feel comfortable in my spread to offer them. Damn it, come here. My sign got crushed. But yeah, I want to see one of the well, I did up one example. The colors are a bit dark. But, you know, here's a colored example one. So, you know, if you're looking for stuff for the holidays, not to be a total shell, and I'm already overwhelmed. I probably should have waited until things normalize before I opened up commissions again, but I had people asking, and I kept saying, oh, I will totally get my commission prices up, and I haven't. I have someone on Etsy asking, it's like, oh, when do you plan on opening your store again? Is it ever going to reopen? Because this has been in vacation mode for like years, and it's like, oh, fuck. And even my table neighbor at the last show was like, you should probably open it anyway. It's like, with COVID, it's like, it makes it easier for people to still shop without you going to shows. So it's like, I don't know. The one reason why it hasn't been open is because I'm just so picky with my display images. I just want my shop to look nice, but you know, I guess as long as I have an okay-ish image showing what I'm selling, it should be fine. It doesn't have to be super artsy-fartsy photos, I guess. Because, like, I kept asking my sister to help me because she has, you know, a decent camera. Actually, her old DSLR, I think that she gave me, should be around here somewhere. I could take my own pictures. But, you know, she has a nice ring light setup that she uses for... Actually, I don't know what she uses her ring light for. But, you know, she has a ring light so I can get nice lighting on it. But it's like, I'm just overthinking it at that point. It's like, it's gonna be a photo people glance at real quick, be like, oh, I want that button, and they'll be like, I'm just gonna buy it right now. So, I don't know. It probably won't be open before the holiday season, unfortunately. But it's like, I don't know if I have, like, the time and energy right now to also keep up with an online store with everything else. Like, even after this, I have to either do work, or I need to put in a couple hours on that animation project. I was like, I'm getting tired. It is 12:30. I think that's the other thing that's throwing me off is the time change, too. My cat, I think, hates the time change because he gets fed at 7, and with the fallback, it's like, okay, well, 7's now an hour. At 6 is when he's expecting to get fed. Like, I never know, what do you do with your pet? Well, I guess not everyone sticks to a strict feeding schedule for their pets. But it's like, what do you... Pets don't understand daylight savings time. It's like, I never know what to do, but it's like, I don't want to have to get up at 6 a.m. to feed my cat. So it's like, no, you can wait an extra hour. You're not going to keel over. But then he gets readjusted to that, and then when we spring ahead, he is like, I don't know, it just throws him off. I just never know what to do when it comes to stuff like that. It's like, I think the time change has also actually been affecting me a little bit more. I don't know if it's because I was out of town when it happened, so it's like I was already 3 hours behind what I was used to, and I was out west, then the time change happened, and then I came back home. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see about getting maybe this one done too. If I can get both of them done tonight, then that means tomorrow when I go out on my errands, I can go get go mail these out. I'm gonna use this kunai to scratch my back because I don't know where my back scratcher is. Also, if you're wondering, no, I'm not hurting myself with this kunai. It's plastic. I wouldn't have just a metal kunai sitting around. And I sure as hell wouldn't be scraping my back with the fucking thing if it was metal. Ugh. No one understands it. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Hasn't there been, like, pushes in recent years to just get rid of it anyway? That it's kind of an archaic thing. I feel like I've seen that floating around quite a few times here and there. But see, though, as humans, as the creatures that impose daylight savings time, you think we should be able to understand it. Animals definitely don't understand the machinations of humans because humans are fucking weird. I wonder every day what my cat thinks about my lifestyle and the things I do. Well, the noises I make. It's not like he understands what I'm saying. He's a cat. I like to wonder if animals, in their limited capacity of being able to wonder what humans, why humans do what they do, the way we wonder what they do, even if we know. I know that's just me over-personifying my cat, but you know, I think we all do it. I know it's a silly thing to do, but whatever. I mean, my cat's the only I can't say person. It's the only other being around in any kind of regular capacity for me to wonder about. I feel bad I haven't, I don't know. I feel like a lot of my friends have been busy, or they've at least had free time to play games, and I haven't had a lot of time. My one friend's been playing a lot of something of Hammer Watch on Steam, and it's like it's like they've invited me to play, and it's like I don't know if I have time. It's like I haven't touched Final Fantasy 14 in a while. I just feel like I'm all over the place. Turned 30 and everything's a mess. This is supposed to be a chibi. It's not very chibi. My definitions of chibi are off. My definitions of sketches are off. Oh, I think I've drank one too many hot chocolates because now I'm like really fucking tired. It's been cold out. It means I want to just drink hot chocolate and eat soup all day. It's like when I go to the store tomorrow, I kind of want to pick up stuff to make chicken noodle soup and just eat chicken noodle soup for like a week straight. Which might be a bit much, but that's just what I'm feeling right now. I was like, I just need soup. I'm kind of waiting for the day another day when my mom calls and it's like, I made homemade vegetable soup if you want to come down and get some. I could probably make some here, I just don't have a big pot for it. I guess I don't need a giant pot if it's just for me. Do you have a favorite type of soup, Brian? When it's cold, what do you like to eat? Not just soup, just food-wise. What is your favorite cold weather food? The only soup I have right now, though, are like those Lipton's box noodles, which there's nothing wrong with. Those are some of my favorite quick soup options. And then a shit ton of ramen. I was at my parents' house to pick up the cat, and they cleared out the camper, meaning they had a bunch of stuff from the camper. And my mom's like, if there's anything you need, go ahead and take it. So I took like all their ramen. Cause I'll take chicken ramen and then I throw like 2 pieces of bacon in it. It's yummy. So I grabbed like all of that. A bunch of mac and cheese. A bunch of Alfredo packet noodles. Though I'm not sure how good the Alfredo packet noodles are, or noodle packets are, because it feels like all the noodles inside them have been crushed. So I'm waiting to open up one of them after I've boiled the milk and shit just to find it's all been like pulverized into dust and I can't actually eat it or use it. Because I feel the bag is like, there's just noodle powder in here. I am like 100% sure that's all that's in this bag. And my mom's like, no, it's fine. I'm like, alright. I'm gonna open it up and just find fucking noodle powder and be depressed that all I have is noodle powder and I can't actually use it. Noodle powder. I eat soup every night. My favorite cold weather food is beef stew. Beef stew is pretty good. See, that's another thing I could do, because I still have 1 can of dark beer left, is I could make I think it's a beef stew that's in that Dungeons and Dragons cookbook I have. It's quite yummy. I just don't have giant hunks of meat to throw in there. Not that I ever need a reason to go get giant hunks of meat. Not that I need a reason to get any kind of meat, to be honest. Here, let me see if I have a picture of my family's homemade vegetable soup. Anything that has like meat and potatoes in it, though, I'm usually a pretty happy person with. Nope, that's curry. That's a cake. Oh, I say this is the beef stew from the Dungeons and Dragons cookbook. The picture is not doing it justice, but you know, it's yummy. Super good stuff. Oh, okay. Here's a picture of the family beef stew. giant hunk of meat. But my mom usually... The last time she made it, my sister was complaining that there was too much meat in it, and my mom was like, well, I knew your sister would come over and she likes her meat. I'm like, yay. But then she french fried the potatoes. Like, no, I need giant hunks of potatoes, please, Mom. It's like, I understand it's easier. She's like, well, they cook faster when you french fry them. It's like, yeah, but then I don't get giant hunks of meat, like potatoes with my giant hunks of meat. It's like, don't do my fries, don't do my taters dirty like that, Mom. French frying them's fine if you're gonna french fry them, but not when you're gonna put them in my soup. Oh, thank you. Yeah, this isn't gonna be tied down as tied down as the other one, because this one's actually gonna be inked. Let me get my markers out, too. Actually finally bought my first refills for my Copics too. Cause before I was just buying new ones, so my C5 and C3 grays, I have 3 of each because I just kept buying new ones, which I shouldn't do because they're expensive. Unless you go to Blick. Then if you buy 6 of them at a time, you get a pretty decent discount on them, which is kind of nice. No, see, just looking at that picture of that beef soup, beef stew, whatever it is, out of that book makes me want to make it because it's super yummy. I've only made it twice. Yeah. Only made it twice. Sorry. I'm getting tired, so I'm zoning out a little bit. No, I closed out my reference picture. Fuck! Though all this talk of beef stew and meat and stuff really makes me want some. So one of the commissions this guy got done was of his Mr. Okay, you can't really see it very well. Was his Mr. Incredible cosplay. And I felt so bad because he said he wanted it colored. Sorry, that's quite dark. He said he wanted it colored, and I guess I just didn't hear him, and I felt so bad. So I sat there and I redrew it. I redrew it so I could color it. I mean, it's fun to see them side by side. It's almost identical. I felt so bad though that I just missed what he said. It's very warm in here right now. Pardon me. See, the heat's not even running right now. It's just warm in here. Okay, I need a bit more light to see. Oh, that's gonna be a bit washed out. I apologize. Yeah, after I get these ones finished, I'll probably post all the commissions that I got over the weekend later. Ah, fuck. I'll probably do just like a batch post for them. I was just really bummed that I didn't get more commissions. But I really think, like the convention schedule, has just been oversaturated the last couple months. Which, you know, I can't really blame shows for wanting to get something in now that like certain regulations have like loosened up. It's like it's probably hard for a lot of these shows to like skip a year. But it just makes it really hard, like in general, for like the artists to keep up, or for like even the attendees to like really be able to afford it. It obviously works better when they're spaced apart a bit more. Don't really think about it in a normal year. Like how important scheduling is. Being aware of what show is when, you know. What am I trying on top? Well, just in case I need to lift it. I am excited for next year because I should finally get to go back and get my vengeance at MomoCon down in Georgia. I went back in 2019 and I was super excited because that show is huge and it was quite well run, but I ran out of button parts. So just what I could sell got impacted by my lack of planning. So when I go back, I need to make sure that I am stocked up properly. Gotta get my revenge basically on myself for poor planning. Been looking forward to it since last year when I got back in. Oopsie. I really hate the fisheye thing this camera fucking does. It's driving me crazy. I kind of get why it does that, but I don't like it. I was thinking about looking into like a new webcam with it being like Black Friday stuff, but I don't know if I should right now, considering I don't plan on doing a lot of like down shooter art streams for a little while, just on account of the fact that I have that animation project stuff to work on, and that's what we're going to be probably doing a lot of. So I think for now this one's fine. Like, it served its purpose well enough. It just, there's aspects of this camera that are kind of shit that bother me. I have to say, even though I don't think I'm really like the best inker, I feel like I've gotten at least a little bit better with it. I'm not as nervous, I guess. I still mess up from time to time, sure, but I just don't feel as anxious when I have to do them. I have fun with it, actually. I mean, I still think I play it relatively safe, but I mean, nothing wrong with that, I suppose. I'm still debating right now, too, if I'm going to be doing Pokemon December or not this year. It's been a few years since I've done it last. It's just if I do it, I don't know if I'm going to do like a super big project. It might just be inks this time. I'd rather not fall behind on 2 challenge things because I've imposed weird rules on myself again. Anyway. Just do it to make it a bit more interesting. It's just... it makes it so easy to fall behind on things. If anything, I'd probably limit like what generation I did instead of doing everything. Oh, no problem, Brian. Luckily for me, I'm almost done with this. I just have to finish inking it, and then I can do some shading, and after that I need to, I think, wrap it up. Yeah, and I'm old. My back hurts. Oops. See, that wasn't my fault. My pen got stuck on the paper. I know it's not cool to blame the pen, but that's what happened. I don't know if I'm going to mimic the kanji that are in these squares. I don't know what character this is, but I don't feel comfortable mimicking these ones because I'm not sure what they are. The ones up here I might. The thing is the quality on them seems very scribbly on the print on here. I don't know if it's so... I don't know. I don't know how accurate these are. I don't even know what kanji these are either. But again, my Japanese is shit right this second. Not that it was ever any good, but you know. It's definitely not much better. Again, I haven't been studying. I'm a bad student. I'm not doing any of my homework. It's hard to make out some of these. Yeah, no, like I said, I'll be doing like a bulk upload of all the ones that I had this past weekend once I get these ones done. But thanks for stopping by, Brian. I do appreciate it. I hope you get some sleep. Like I said, I just need to finish this up so I can, you know, maybe it would be better if I used the looser prep. Where is it? Say the looser brush tip for this one. Kind of going to be a mess up here either way, no matter what I do. Yeah, I'm not gonna fill in the other one, that's fine. Well, it's filled in now. I can turn this down a bit more so I can see. I guess that's the only other reason that I'd really like to get a different webcam for this, is so the lighting's better. I've seen like webcams that have built-in ring lights, and I wonder if that would just work out better than having my clip light on the whole time. Not that the clip light's bad, the camera quality probably wouldn't be so bad with it on if it was a better quality camera. Again, the one I have was a cheap one that I bought for my animation class, just to do some quick and dirty down shooting. A nicer one would just be nice. Well, obviously, overall, my redundant nices. You guys know what I mean. tired too. I could use a little break. Like I said, I need to get these done so I can mail them out tomorrow. I feel bad it's taken me so long to get them done. That's the one bad thing about taking commissions to do at home. Oops. You got other things to do when you're at home. I try to get most of my commissions done at con, but sometimes it just gets so busy, it's just out of the question. Luckily this isn't colored anything, it's just an inked one, so it's grayscale. Oops. I'd rather take more time with the commission that I have to take home, though, than rush them at con if I can help it. I don't want to, like, give someone a bad commission. I try not to. It's really important to me that, you know, a person's happy with what I draw them. And that stems from when I was younger and I went to, like, my first anime, well, one of my first anime conventions, and it's like I tried to get a commission and I didn't really handle it the best. But it's like the quality of it at the end of the day, of the one I got, wasn't very good, and I was disappointed. And it's like I try to avoid that if at all possible. It's like I think I've only had a few, like one or two people that weren't happy with what I did. One guy said that what I drew wasn't what he had in mind at all, but I thought it looked fine and I had to like redo the whole thing. It's kind of annoying, but you know what happens. And again, I just want people to be happy with what they got. I don't want them to leave disappointed necessarily, obviously. Like it's a customer service thing. Sure, there's only like so much you can do, but still. I see I feel better about inking. I wish I was a little more consistent, I guess, with my marker skills. But it's like I think I got a lot of practice in with my Sonic drawings recently. So I feel a little bit better with them. One reason why, again, I think I chose to do that. It's like, oh, I need to get practice in. It's like I bought these markers and it's like I hardly use them. It's like I gotta invent reasons to use my damn markers. It's like I should just use them. But it's like a lot of like expensive things, like you buy it and you're like scared to like ruin it. I'm like that with like really good or like decent like paints. When I buy paints, it's like, oh, I don't want to waste them, but it's like you bought them to use them. Such a like silly thing, really. I don't know if it's my apartment or someone else's. I just keep getting like weird whiffs of strange smells in here. Driving me crazy. I don't know if it's like I want to say the heat or something. Like the heater hasn't been ran till recently, and if that causes like weird smells, possibly. I think the marker I'm using right now is one of the few, like the first that I refilled, and God, it's really nice when you refill it. Especially if you remember how bad it was when it was dried out. Actually, I had to splurge on some replacement nibs too, because some of the ones that I replaced or refilled, like, nibs are just ruined on them. I think they were just way too dried out. Probably wasn't good for them, so they just didn't take like the new batch of ink that I put in them very well. Is what I'm guessing. I don't know. Said it was first time buying ink refills for these things. Again, that's one of the draws of like the good quality alcohol markers, is that you can refill them. Like, and I was just not doing that. It's because all the art stores I went to, they didn't have refills. And then I finally found one that actually had them in stock. I'm like, oh, hot dog, I can refill my expensive markers and not feel so bad about using them. I feel like I'm dying a little bit. Can't tell if this character has like a slight fade in his hair or not. I'm not sure who this character is, or I tried looking it up. I should have asked. But I was just gonna go off the reference image anyway. Wouldn't have hurt though if I actually bothered to ask. quite fun just doing grayscale commissions, really. I don't know, it's just like a challenge trying to get it to look right with the limited color palette. I guess the one thing is this C5 seems a little darker than it probably should be. I don't know if it's a good or bad thing when my marker squeaks like that. I don't think it's supposed to squeak. This one still actually feels a little dry. I'll probably use a bit more ink in it. I didn't want to overfill them and have them like make a mess everywhere. I was so worried about making a mess with these things. Super careful about it. Didn't want ink to get everywhere. Because of my luck, it would have. Oh, sorry, it's a little washed out. I really don't mean for the lighting to be so bad. after this, we'll actually finally wrap up for the night. No, obviously no, like, announcement changes since the game stream. Friday we'll be back with the Zeldas. And Sunday is art stream where we'll be doing animation stuff. Unless I get some, like, actual commission orders in. Now that I've opened them back up. Probably won't be doing this on stream for a while. Just wrapping up the ones that... Oh boy. This marker lid is a mess. I don't think you guys can see it, but it's a mess. Oh no, this is the wrong one. This is C7. Ick. No, I need C5. Yeah, I need to focus on my animation project. I think you guys will like it. And it'll be nice to actually work on some animations. Maybe doing some cleanups on Sunday. Unless I do them later on tonight or tomorrow. I'm not sure when I'm doing them yet. They need to get done soon. If not, we'll be doing a whole new shot, and that should be fun. Probably didn't have to do this the way I did it, but it's fine. Oh. That's pretty good. Oop. Ah! Ugh. Bad thing about wearing the smudge guard is sometimes I get my stupid thing caught in the cap for the marker. My friend let me try out this gel pen she got. I bought one of my own so I can do like highlights a bit better. Before, when I did some highlights on like the Inktober stuff, right? I was using acrylic paint, and that was really bad because if I forgot about where I put the acrylic paint at, it would obviously get everywhere, and then I'd have to sit there and wait for it to dry. Acrylics, you know, what they call gel pens, you don't have to wait as long for that problem. And this one goes over nice and smooth over things. You get these nice highlights on stuff. I never thought about it. I always had cheap gel pens growing up, and I never really liked them. So I never used them for anything, but now it's like, holy shit, never thought about gel pen. It's quite nice. Hedgehog, yeah. I want to make my own stamps, but it's a matter of finding, like, I couldn't be able to do one like this small. It's hard to find like little wood blocks to put them on, but you know, one day. But yeah, there we go. Ta-da! Oh, stupid fisheye thing. But, you know, that's gonna be it for tonight for this art stream. Already said what's going on the rest of the week, so hopefully I see you guys till by then. I don't know, words, I can't do words right now. It's 1:30, I'm tired, but you know, hopefully I see you soon. But again, if I don't, sorry, I'm distracted. But if I don't, I hope you all keep warm and safe. Don't go too crazy. I only say that because, you know, it's the holiday season. Some people get, like, really ramped up already. Just gotta take it easy. So next week is Thanksgiving already. That's throwing me off. There we go. But yeah, so that's gonna be it for me for Art Stream for tonight. Thanks so much for tuning in. I know it was another late last minute one, but hey, you know, it happens. I'm gonna go do something, maybe take a nap. And I'll see you guys next time. Okay? Alright. Bye.